But it is with, on behalf of the ILT, I must say how proud we are to continue our support of these awards, and especially this award, this very prestigious award. And it is an award that goes towards and focuses on success, both nationally and internationally. It focuses on commitment and sheer bloody talent. And it gives me great pleasure tonight to give this award, or present this award, to Jacob Duffy.
So Jacob, we've caught you somewhere in the world. Where on earth is the ILT Senior Sportsperson of the Year at the moment?
Yes, thank you. I've been lucky enough to get a wee break from county cricket, so I'm in Mallorca in Spain with my wife, which is quite nice.
It's not terrible, is it?
That's good stuff, mate. Look, let's talk about 2024, 2025, mate. Just an incredible year for you. Kind of, I suppose, the old cliched breakthrough year on an international basis, right? You know, what do you sort of think about as you reflect back on the past 12 months?
Yeah, you could definitely say that. It's been a bit of a whirlwind. I guess I've been around domestically and for a long time, sort of 10 plus years, internationally for the last sort of 3 or 4. But I guess to get my chance, I guess there's a few old heads in the Black Caps, I guess, started moving on, which created a little bit more opportunity. And then, so to get that chance and then obviously perform and was obviously very pleasing. And, winning games of cricket for your country is pretty special. So, put the black phone on and go out there in front of, packed houses all summer against some pretty high quality opposition too. It was pretty special summer.
And it resulted in some pretty cool titles this year. So the T20 Bowler of the Year, was it?
Oh yeah, they do some silly rankings and stuff, which I wouldn't read too much into at the time. But obviously, to get recognised internationally for anything is pretty special. And there's some lists and stuff I was on, which was pretty cool to see too.
Such a humble man.
That's right.
Yeah, this is great. If I was the #1 T20 bowler in the world, I would be claiming that myself, mate. But I think as you reflect back too, a couple of key things probably. One was obviously being a regular fixture in the team. I know probably for yourself that made a massive difference in terms of being able to go out there and contribute on an ongoing basis.
Yeah, it did, mate. Especially, I guess, in the position I've been in the last sort of 3 or 4 years, sort of coming in and out, getting a series or a tour here and there. You put a lot of expectation and pressure on yourself, and then potentially doesn't really bring the best out of you. I guess to get consistent game time, consistent run, and then knowing I guess your spot's safe. For the meantime, no spot's ever safe, but to get an extended run of play has been pretty cool. And then I guess to feel at home, there's a big part of it is, I guess as an athlete, a lot of people in the room probably feel the same. You get a bit of imposter syndrome where you don't know if you're good enough. We come from a small pond down there, so when you're out in the big wide world against international teams, you don't know if you're quite good enough, and then I guess to prove to yourself that you're good enough to compete against, literally the best in the world. I guess that was a big part for me this year.
Yeah, but it doesn't come without hard work and making all those tweaks. So, you made some changes to how you deliver the ball and things like that this year, and it's just paid off.
Yeah, experience plays a big part of that. I played a lot of cricket now, both domestically, internationally, and all around the world, which has been pretty special. But I guess you figure out your own game. I guess one thing I've learned is that the best knowledge is probably knowing yourself more than knowing sort of the opposition, and knowing technique, what works for you tactically, what's my best game plan necessarily, as opposed to what the other guy's doing. So that's probably been a big learning for me. Yeah.
And if we dive into this, I mean, this is the thing, right, mate? Especially with T20 cricket and a bowler, that's not a great role to have. It's a batsman's game, right? So there you are at the top of your mark. Take us inside your head, because it's not really a physical game at that point, I would say. Because we know you can land it and get it in the right general area, but it's really, I suppose, about having that quiet head and going through your process too. So tell us a little bit about mentally the shift that you've had that that then was able to kind of deliver the performances that you were out there on the international stage.
Massively, you're absolutely correct. Big mental game. One thing I take great solace in is the fact that I know that everyone in the world gets spanked in 2020. The best bowlers in the world, the Trent Bolts of the world, the Jasprit Bumrahs, everyone has days where they go for 40, 50, 60 plus. So that actually makes me feel pretty good, So like if I have one of them, then I know that, it's okay because everyone does it. I guess the challenge would be if there was a few of those days where, you back up and you have a few bad days in a row. But honestly, that's just the nature of the game. And like I say, the best in the world are doing it. So if I have the odd one here and there, it's not too bad either. But that helps me stay calm, to be honest. And then obviously calm and clear. We always talk about clarity at the top of your mark. Probably like most sports, you're clear in your process and you let the ball rip. And one thing I guess that I've been good at is if I'm getting hit out of the park, I'm actually not too worried and I'm moving on to the next one.
I know this is hard because you are very, very humble, but you did have some stellar performances this year. Can you tell us about your favourite one, your best one? Doesn't have to be the same thing, but talk us through that moment where you went,
yeah, I guess I've had a few sort of moments during the summer, especially. There's one game particularly against Sri Lanka where we was pretty dead and buried, and I got 3 wickets in an over to sort of turn one. So that was pretty cool. That was literally leading, performance to a man of the match game, but it was obviously like turning the tide in our team's favour, which is pretty special. But outside of that, we went to the Champions Trophy in Pakistan. I didn't actually play a game, but just to be part of the Black Caps group, ICC event, making it to a final against India and one of the world's biggest stages, that was a pretty special thing to be a part of also.
No rest. As soon as you finish your domestic summer, you're over to England to play a bit of county cricket, right, for Worcestershire. Talk us through that experience, mate, and I guess then let's roll that into what comes next, looking forward, because obviously there's Black Caps have got potentially there's a tour coming up to Zimbabwe, next month. So, tell us about the last few months and what's coming up.
Yeah, mate, it's been carnage. Well, I was just talking to my wife just before. I've had, I think it's 5 nights at home in my own bed with my dog since Christmas, I think it was. So it's been carnage, but I guess that's what, that's the life we sign up for, and I love it. I do enjoy it. But yeah, so we had our home summer. Literally the next day, flew out to, I signed a club called Worcester. Over here playing county cricket. So I'm playing 4-day cricket and 2020 cricket. So we're in the T20 Blast at the moment, which has been some good fun. So it's my sort of first real taste of franchise cricket. And that's been pretty cool. And then we got a tour of Zimbabwe coming up after this in July, which hasn't been selected yet, but sort of hopeful we'll be on that. And then, yes, we've got a bumper sort of next 12 months, really, where there's a lot of sort of marquee events. There's a 2020 World Cup in India in January, February. There's test tours to Australia, test tours to England. India come here for a test and white ball series, which I guess in terms of New Zealand cricket, you don't get much more special than those sort of tours. So, there's a big sort of 18 months on the horizon, which, I'm hoping to be a big part of.
Anything, you've got a whole bunch of supporters in this room here tonight, Jacob. Anything that you want to say, anything you want to share, thoughts? Yeah,
I guess I've always appreciated my support from down south. Obviously, I'm very, very proud to call myself a Southlander. I don't know if many people know, but I'm campaigning a change our domestic local team from the Otago Volts to the Southern Volts to, represent sort of us and where we come from. I guess Highlanders went through a similar sort of campaign a few years back to represent, Otago is not the only place that sort of is who the Volts are, same as the Highlanders. I guess being from a small place, I guess you're always proud to represent where you come from, and all the people through my upbringing, schooling, and at Southland Cricket played a huge part to where I've got today. So forever grateful and forever grateful for all the support I always get.
You are doing God's work, mate. There's no doubt about that. We're big fans of that. Hey, listen, congratulations, Jacob, and good luck for what's next. And thanks on holiday for taking some time to chat with us tonight.
No stress. Hope everyone has a great night. Cheers.
Put your hands together, folks, for the ILT Senior Sportsperson of the Year. He's a great Southlander, Jake. No doubt about that. And we've got Jack from Southland Cricket, who is with us as well to accept on his behalf. Good lad, isn't he, mate? How good to have an ambassador like that for the game out of the Deep South.
Yeah, we're stoked that he's got the recognition that he has over the past 12 months, I guess, and the increasing opportunities that he's had to play for the Black Caps and represent New Zealand. we've seen behind the scenes how much hard work he's put in over the years, and it's really cool to see a Southland lad as well do that. Just from the little town of Lumsden to go all the way onto the world stage, and as he said, he's got action-packed 12, 24 months, hopefully with the Black Caps coming up, so that'll be cool to see how he goes and how he performs for the team.
We mentioned earlier on Robert Anderson, who of course was just a massive contributor for Southland cricket back in the 1970s. Jumbo was the last Southlander to actually represent New Zealand at Test cricket, 1974 I think it is. So with a bit of luck, in about a week or two's time when they announce that Test team, I reckon that fellow will be part of that lineup as well, which is quite something. And you need these guys. I mean, the great thing, you know, you don't necessarily see black caps or guys that are playing the calibre of cricket that Jake's playing, you know, I guess involved at a district or an association level, but you can tell what Southland means to Jacob as well too. So that's got to be something for you guys.
Yeah, it's awesome. Like, he's obviously a very busy player, and he's away a lot. Saying there, he's only been at home for 5 nights since the start of the year. But when he's available, we've had him down for events to meet the players with some of the kids we've got here. And, you know, he's just a normal guy, which is cool to see. And hopefully tonight and the recognition he's got is something that helps inspire his kids in Southland to pick up a cricket bat or keep playing. And, yeah, it's awesome to see.
Good on you, mate, and thanks for coming up. Good on you, Jack. And put your hands together again for Jacob Duffy, our ILT Southland Senior Sportsperson of the Year.